How long will this program be?
I'm around 1.5 hours.
We have the entire galaxy of edu leaders from across the country to be felicitated. So we would like everyone to just, whatever time they have, to just be there. So.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Very good afternoon, ma'am. Most welcome.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hello. Namaste.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am.
So hello and welcome.
Syama Prasad Mookerjee एक शिक्षाविद प्रखर वक्ता कुशल संगठन.
So hello and welcome to the Edu Leadership Forum 2021. Today is 6th of July and by the Indian calendar it is Krishna Paksha Dwadashi, 12 Ashar as we all call it, and 2078 Vikram Samvat. So today we are also commemorating the 121st birth anniversary of one of the greatest edu leaders of modern India, Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee. Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee is known otherwise for his political alternative in the country. But today we are commemorating the edu leader in Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee, who rose to the prominence of being the Vice Chancellor of the Calcutta University at the young age of 33 years. So today is a commemoration of the edu leaders in his name. And we would like to just play a short introductory video of his produced by Rajya Sabha Television, so that we all are conversant with the legendary life of Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee and especially his educational aspect out there. So,
और बहुआयामी व्यक्तित्व के धनी थे. वो न केवल एक अनुभवी राजनीतिज्ञ थे, बल्कि एक प्रखर राष्ट्रवादी और देशभक्त भी थे. आइए एक नजर डालते हैं श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी के जीवन पर।
श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी न सिर्फ एक शिक्षाविद और प्रखर वक्ता थे, बल्कि अनुभवी राजनीतिज्ञ और कुशल संगठनकर्ता थे। श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी का जन्म 6 जुलाई 1901 को एक संपन्न और प्रतिष्ठित बंगाली परिवार में हुआ था। पिता सर आशुतोष मुखर्जी बंगाल के एक जाने माने शिक्षाविद थे। श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी के बचपन का नाम बेनी था, लेकिन भाइयों के मुकाबले अधिक सांवला होने के कारण सब उन्हें भूत या भूती कहकर बुलाते थे। उनकी प्राथमिक शिक्षा भवानीपुर के मित्र इंस्टीट्यूशन से हुई थी। 1917 में मैट्रिक की परीक्षा पास करने के बाद उन्होंने कलकत्ता के प्रेसिडेंसी कॉलेज से 1919 में इंटरमीडिएट और 1921 में अंग्रेजी साहित्य में स्नातकोत्तर की पढ़ाई पूरी की। स्नातक की पढ़ाई पूरी करने के बाद 1922 में उनका विवाह सुधा चक्रवर्ती के साथ हुआ। 1923 में वे विश्वविद्यालय सीनेट के फेलो बने और 1923 में ही बांग्ला में एमए की परीक्षा प्रथम श्रेणी से पास की। 1924 में कलकत्ता विश्वविद्यालय से बैचलर ऑफ लॉ की परीक्षा पास करने के बाद उन्होंने कलकत्ता उच्च न्यायालय में अधिवक्ता के रूप में अपना नाम दर्ज कराया। इसके बाद 1926 में बैरिस्टर बनने के लिए इंग्लैंड चले गए और 1927 में बैरिस्टर एट लॉ की डिग्री लेकर भारत लौटे।
विद्या, वित्त और विकास एकदम तो उनके जीवन के विषय में अगर कहते हैं तो इन तीनों के ऊपर आधारित था। तो विद्या, उनका जीवन का शुरू जो हुआ विद्या से हुआ। वाइस चांसलर बने कैलकाटा यूनिवर्सिटी का और 1937 में पहले बार रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर को उन्होंने बुलाया कन्वोकेशन एड्रेस देने के लिए और उन्होंने बंगला में कन्वोकेशन एड्रेस दिया।
भारत लौटने के बाद 1934 में मात्र 33 साल की उम्र में कलकत्ता विश्वविद्यालय के कुलपति नियुक्त हुए और विश्व के सबसे युवा कुलपति होने का सम्मान हासिल किया। 1938 तक वे इस पद पर बने रहे। इस दौरान उन्होंने विश्वविद्यालय में अनेक रचनात्मक सुधार किए। कलकत्ता विश्वविद्यालय का प्रतिनिधित्व करते हुए 1929 में वो कांग्रेस उम्मीदवार के रूप में बंगाल विधानसभा परिषद के सदस्य चुने गए। लेकिन जब 1930 में कांग्रेस ने विधानमंडल के बहिष्कार का आह्वान किया तो श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी ने विधान परिषद की सदस्यता से इस्तीफा दे दिया। बाद में वे निर्दलीय प्रत्याशी के रूप में दोबारा निर्वाचित हुए। 1937 में जब कृषक प्रजा पार्टी और मुस्लिम लीग गठबंधन सत्ता में आए तो श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी विरोधी पक्ष के नेता बन गए। वे फजलुल हक के नेतृत्व में प्रगतिशील गठबंधन मंत्रालय में वित्त मंत्री के रूप में शामिल हुए, लेकिन 1 साल से कम समय में इस पद से त्याग पत्र दे दिया। इसके कुछ दिन बाद ही वे अखिल भारतीय हिंदू महासभा में शामिल हो गए। 1940 में डॉक्टर मुखर्जी को अखिल भारतीय हिंदू महासभा का कार्यकारी अध्यक्ष नियुक्त किया गया और 1944 में वो हिंदू महासभा के पूर्ण अध्यक्ष चुने गए।
वित्त मंत्री बने, प्रोग्रेसिव डेमोक्रेटिक कोalition, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर्स, एकदम निरपेक्ष थे। एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर के हिसाब से भी एकदम अतुलनीय काम उन्होंने किया है। उसके बाद फिर उन्होंने बंगाल को बचाया। जो पश्चिम बंगाल आज है भारत में, ये उनका देन है। एक तरह से उनको कह सकते हैं कि वो जनक थे पश्चिम बंगाल का। उनको तुरंत ये समझ में आया कि पूरा बंगाल चला जाता अगर पाकिस्तान में, तो बंगाली हिंदू जो थे वो कहाँ जाते।
गांधी जी की हत्या के बाद श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी चाहते थे कि हिंदू महासभा को केवल हिंदुओं तक ही सीमित न रखा जाए, साथ ही ये जनता की सेवा के लिए एक गैर राजनीतिक निकाय के रूप में ही कार्य न करे। श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी की मांगों को जब नहीं माना गया तो वो नवंबर 1948 में इससे अलग हो गए। आजादी के बाद तत्कालीन प्रधानमंत्री पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने उन्हें अंतरिम सरकार में उद्योग एवं आपूर्ति मंत्री के रूप में शामिल किया। दरअसल डॉक्टर मुखर्जी को केंद्रीय कैबिनेट में शामिल करना कोई आश्चर्य की बात नहीं थी। इससे पहले संविधान सभा में उनके प्रदर्शन, राजनीतिक दूरदर्शिता, शानदार भाषण कला और संसदीय प्रक्रिया की कुशलता ने उन्हें एक नई ऊंचाई दी थी। लेकिन डॉक्टर मुखर्जी ज्यादा दिनों तक मंत्रिमंडल का हिस्सा नहीं रह सके। तत्कालीन प्रधानमंत्री जवाहरलाल नेहरू और पाकिस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री लियाकत अली के बीच हुए समझौते से दुखी होकर 6 अप्रैल 1950 को श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी ने मंत्रिमंडल से त्याग पत्र दे दिया। इसके बाद राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ के सरसंघ चालक माधव सदाशिव गोलवलकर से सलाह मशवरा करने के बाद 21 अक्टूबर 1951 को दिल्ली में भारतीय जनसंघ की स्थापना की और इसके पहले अध्यक्ष बने। 1951-52 के आम चुनावों में भारतीय जनसंघ के 3 सांसद चुने गए, जिनमें से एक श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी थे। उन्होंने संसद के भीतर राष्ट्रीय जनतांत्रिक पार्टी बनाई, जिसमें 32 सदस्य लोकसभा और 10 सदस्य राज्यसभा से थे। हालांकि लोकसभा अध्यक्ष ने उसे विपक्षी पार्टी के रूप में मान्यता नहीं दी। डॉक्टर श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी भारत की अखंडता और कश्मीर विलय के दृढ़ समर्थक थे। उन्होंने कश्मीर मुद्दे पर अनुच्छेद 370 को भारत की विफलता और शेख अब्दुल्ला का त्रिराष्ट्र सिद्धांत बताया। अनुच्छेद 370 के प्रावधानों को हटाने के लिए भारतीय जनसंघ ने हिंदू महासभा और राम राज्य परिषद के साथ सत्याग्रह शुरू किया। 1953 में श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी कश्मीर का दौरा करने गए और इसी दौरान 11 मई को कुख्यात परमिट सिस्टम का उल्लंघन कर कश्मीर में प्रवेश करते हुए उन्हें गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया और नजरबंद के दौरान ही 23 जून 1953 को जेल में उनकी मृत्यु हो गई। ब्यूरो रिपोर्ट, राज्यसभा टीवी।
So here was this small presentation on the illustrious short life of Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee, whose 121st birth anniversary we are commemorating by way of the Edu Leadership Forum. There was a lot of political career of his as a parliamentarian, as a founder of a new political movement in the country. But what we are remembering Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee with the galaxy of edu leaders who have joined us today, this afternoon of 6th of July 2021, is his indomitable and his consistent commitment for the cause of education. And going forward, we started this entire narrative 2 years back when we were all not affected by this COVID lockdown, and it was the India International Center. And it was that time that the draft of the national policy, education policy, had been just released. And ReTHINK India organized the public reading of the national education policy, that bulky 600-odd pager document drafted by Dr. Manjul Bhargav, who synthesizes music and mathematics in a big way. So the entire MHRD, Madam Shakila Shamshu, used to see that they were all present out there in this public reading. And at that point in time, we had presented something that NEP 2020 fulfills the octate of Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee's vision of education. So this octate for Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee, we would like to present quickly, give a glimpse of it, because it is under this purview that we want to advance this entire narrative of eduCHAMBERS of India, and also want to commemorate the host of edu leaders who are present with us this afternoon with the Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee Commendation of Education. Before I come to the charter, official charter, what we intend to do out of it, I would like to just present it quickly. Yes. So Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee's great work in the whole spectrum of education, it spanned school to higher education, as we all knew that at the young age of 33, he was appointed as the Vice Chancellor of the Calcutta University, one of the most prestigious ones in those times and still is. So what are his Ashta Siddhantas which Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee pushed, and how national education policy tried to incorporate it? The first principle Dr. Mookerjee in his vast work, and this has been documented very well in this book, Syama Prasad Mookerjee, his vision of education. First and foremost, a system of education consistent with the genius of the people of India and suited to modern life. So it was both a synthesis of the ancient genius of the people of India and also the modern life. And conditions cannot be fully achieved unless and until India enjoys a political status which will give her the liberty to decide for herself what constitutes her national needs and how best they can be satisfied. So this was in the pre-independence era. Dr. Mookerjee talked about it, that until or unless we have the power to ascertain our political independence. We just cannot do it. NEP beautifully, from the well thought out preamble to the policy to chapters 2, 4 and 22, and the genius of India has been made the foundations of the policy discourse across. So in letter, spirit and operational plans. So this is something which we really want to advance through, that at the edu destination level, how can the independent, how can the individual edu leaders can take this mission and mandate further and forward. The second octet, the second principle, Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee has talked about, that there must be less of degrading poverty and less of disease and pestilence. And this COVID lockdown, this COVID pandemic has really presented all of a sudden this challenge of the means of education, or which one of the keynote speakers this afternoon, Mr. Aurobindo Saxena, he was mentioning that how to reopen the schools, how to ensure that parents who have really lost out on their vocations, or I would say livelihoods have been hurt a lot. So how can our educational ecosystem can support it all through? So so poverty and disease and pestilence, this was at that pre-independence era. So these preconditions, Government of India is working in its own fashion, but we need our edu leaders, the whole edu chambers out there at their distributed levels, that how this challenge can be mitigated, can be meted out with the combined power of the people out there. One of the central points which we want to make out on this edu leadership forum is, as we saw that Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee rose to prominence from being an educator to a national leader. So this is something over there that at the institutional level, most of our edu leaders are really doing a terrific job. But what we felt is they are also doing something which really affects and influences the entire gamut of things in that particular edu destination, in that particular city or township or wherever they are operating upon. So why not expand their vistas to that, I would say, further frontiers of leadership, which from the vantage point of an institution and in a networked fashion, schools coming together, the edu leaders coming together and taking on the charge further and forward. The third Ashtasiddhanta, the state must spend far more adequately and generously on education in all its grades than what it has done in the past. With all its fiscal challenges, NEP 2020 has advocated for a 6% GDP spend. And here we would like on this forum, and we would be requesting some of our edu leaders to touch upon this point, that education per se, somehow or the other, in the whole national space, it has been seen more as a commodity. Somehow or the other, the positioning has got over there. But it is rather than an investment. So how the edu investment in the future of a young kid, so this positioning needs to be somehow championed. That education is not just the purchase of a t-shirt or a shirt. Kids are probably spending more on a different kind of peripherals, and then somewhere or the other there is a hesitation on the investment on education. So while the public investment is increasing, even the private investment, that positioning has to come out there. So this is one of the areas which Syama Prasad Mookerjee touched upon. Fourthly, there must be an elaborate system of elementary and secondary education, which will form an enduring foundation on which the great structure of university education will be built, shining like a crown of purposeful achievement, drawing inspiration and strength from the abundance of materials which the lower stages will bring to its door. So somehow this point we have touched upon in the charter, proposed charter of these edu chambers, where we want to, at the edu destination level, one is at the policy level, at the top-down level, Ministry of Education is coming forward with its own integrative aspects. But how can we, as edu leaders, independently work upon to really create that educational continuum, so that what Syama Prasad Mookerjee sir envisaged can be really cherished and taken further and forward. Fifthly, education at every stage should be as cheap as possible, while its quality will be maintained at a high level. And thankfully, maybe as a serendipity or as a positive black swan movement, the disruption which has happened because of the COVID, we have to see it as a perspective. And I think Mr. Aurobindo Saxena would be touching upon in his presentation that it is both a challenge and an opportunity. So last year, when this COVID lockdown had touched upon, we had done a lot of master classes with the eminent principals. Many of them are here with us this afternoon. And they had said that, okay, this has exponentiated our educational engagement by lowering down the cost. Somewhere the capital investment, we have to look at it, but the traveling time which people used to take, the kind of additional investment which used to go give. So probably it can moderate upon the cost, and we can probably invest more on the tangibles, on something more which really make value out of it, and rather than more the decorative aspects of the whole educational ecosystem. So this forum, Edu Leadership Forum, talks more about a solution-centric, a positive journey, rather than challenges are there, but yes, we have to make way for them. So sixthly, while expressing our deepest gratitude to our past benefactors, let us emphasize that the universities must inspire uh, private benefactions on a much wider scale than they hitherto done. So endowments have been the order of the day, and somewhere or the other, the Indian philanthropy, the giving pledge which the West had started with Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and all of them joining over there. So शिक्षा और चिकित्सा इस भारतवर्ष के दो प्रमुख अधिष्ठान रहे हैं. So how they can be endowed more from the charitable perspective, and how our institutions can be built upon. So that was Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee's, that let our charity, let our endowments come forward. That was his sixth Ashta Siddhantas. Seventhly, there must be a close and honorable connection between education and trade. Thankfully, at the CBSE, at the school level, vocational education has come in a big way, but still the emphasis has to come phenomenally, how the schools can really link up with the parental vocation and the hands-on training, which is something which a kid will really pick up at the college level, at a university level. So the continuum has to be brought about that. And he was the industries minister, the first industries minister of the independent Republic of India. So that was something which he envisaged at that early point in time over there. And finally, last but not the least, and this is a very, very important aspect, that the universities, and here I would also say the schools as an institution, they must be given their amplest freedom to work out their own salvation. And it is in this spirit, on this auspicious day, we want, we have taken on ourselves to launch these Edu Chambers of India with all your support. We must free education from the undercurrents of political and communal strife. So we are commemorating Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee, the educator, and not as the politician out here. Because politics has not much say in an educational campus, where there has to be an absolute freedom of dissent, disagreement, and debate, and which has to go from all quarters. It has to be 360 degree, and we have to agree to disagree on differing viewpoints and still have ample tolerance. And these values and virtues, I think you educators, you the edu leaders, are the ones who really instill in a magnanimous fashion. And these are the initial experimental laboratories, the nurturing grounds where the enlightened citizens, the enlightened productive citizens of the country really emerge out of it. And what Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee talked about it, that let each university have a constitution judiciously planned on academic considerations and truly representative in character. Let the men chosen from their administration be the right type, inspired solely by the idea of training youths who will be an asset to the cause of Indian progress. So with this quick, brief presentation, we move back. So what we intend to do, I would like to present this charter as the I would say, start of this deliberation, and then expert opinions. We have Mr. Aurobindo Saxena, and we would also like to welcome Madam Divya Lal from FlipLearn, who was the recipient of the maiden Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee Commendation for Education for her immense, I would say, contribution or commitment to the cause of education. Being a master's in psychology from the prestigious Delhi University, she is really very passionate as to how to make technology usable, and how the whole bandwagon of 400 schools and 20,000 teachers and 4 lakh students in that whole 5 digital model of education, that is what she would be presenting out there. So quickly coming over there, because all our edu leaders are really great pressed for time. They are the ones who are really steering through in the last mile. They are the ones who are really keeping, if I use Professor Mantha's quote once, the former chairperson of the All India Council of Technical Education, कि भैया इस देश में एकेडमिया ही है जिसने इस देश में सिविल वॉर को रोक रखा है, because such a vast demographic dividend we have. And even in this COVID pandemic, while our soldiers were defending the borders and from the attack of the Chinese aggressive invasions, it was our educators in every nook and cranny of the country who had kept our society, I would say, in a hope. And this Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee commendation for edu leadership, one of our eminent edu leaders, asked कि आप तो बहुत award दे रहे हो, हमने तो अभी कुछ भी नहीं किया है. तो हमने कहा we have become the Nobel Peace Prize Committee, because when President Barack Obama had come to power, so Nobel Peace Committee felt and gave Barack Obama the Nobel Peace Prize in anticipation that he would be bringing in the hope that he would be bringing in global peace out there, and your track record is all well established. There cannot be a question. So this is a kind of a prospective recognition of your work, that in the footsteps of Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee, how we can, पूरी दुनिया क्या करे, top down से क्या हो रहा है, a lot of criticism can happen over there, but how we as individuals, as the edu leaders, as the custodians of a small campus, एक छोटी रियासत है, तो and networking with a host of other similarly empowered and similar minded edu leaders, how we can create a difference in the educational quotient of our very edu destination. So we are taking over the edu leader role from a campus, from a limited purview of a campus to an edu destination. This is what the humble effort is all about. And this entire charter is for a year. It comprises of largely the three major elements. I would quickly summarize it because we have to move on to the felicitations parts as well. First and the foremost is the digital transformation of the core teaching, learning processes in the new normal. Now, we just cannot, over this 1.5 years, digital transformation has now become either you adopt it or you just move out of it. So through shared understanding, execution approaches, connections, expertise, and resources, leading to the overall bolstering of the educational quotient of the edu destination. One school might be having a good IT people, like Madam Jigna Koyani is leading the edu chambers of Navi Mumbai. She's a tech buff herself. So how her own expertise or her own institutional expertise can be expanded upon to bolster the educational quotient of the edu destination of Navi Mumbai, how it can be expanded upon. So this is the first frontier, and digital transformation is something which we have to adopt. The only thing is how the execution approaches have to be strategized, how we have to take up one platform or the other platform, but somehow open source or whatever. So this is something which we have to collectively come through, and someone who is lacking behind, how we can pull it forward, how we can as a resource team present it across our own resources, our own expertise to the other institutions as well. That is the whole idea. The second and the most important thing, as we have felt, that engaging with the larger stakeholders of education. So education कभी भी एक कोई विद्यालय की नहीं है, शिक्षा हमेशा साझी होती है. एंड भारतीय गुरुकुल परंपरा में तो परंपरा थी कि जो ब्रह्मचारी होते थे, students who used to study in the gurukuls, they were meant to take भिक्षा from the larger society. तो उनको ब्रह्मचारी कहा जाता था, क्योंकि एजुकेशन में दक्षिणा का भाव था. शिक्षक, चिकित्सक, सन्यासी और नारी, भारतीय समाज के यही चार अधिष्ठान रहे थे, रहे हैं और यही रहेंगे. And there is a whole treatise, and we would be covering that probably on another occasion. But the whole idea is how we can engage as an institution. And now edu chambers give that localized platform to bring together a lot of edu leaders together, a network to expand to the municipal bodies, to R&D establishment, to higher education institutions, to the rich industrial base wherever you are located, whether it is an MSc or MSME or whether it is a PSU, to governmental agencies of various sorts who have their offices out there, defense establishments, social organizations, elected representatives. So not just limited to the textbooks alone, but how that edu destination can be reverberated by expanding the narrative to the larger stakeholders of education, and by leveraging their competence, connections, and resources for expanding the frontiers of futuristic education. If there is a Tehri Dam somewhere, probably can be together with conduct. So in a more combined, in a more conjoined fashion, how this narrative can be pushed further and forward. Other futuristic innovative interventions in the spirit of institutional autonomy, collectivism, and collaboration. Say just an example, an edu-destination level board examination. CBSE had to recede because they cannot do a top-down kind of an examination because of challenges like this time in the COVID lockdown. The Ministry of Home Affairs choose that let the powers of lockdown lifting and uplifting all the rules and regulations be vested in the district magistrates, because it's a localized thing. India is such a diverse country that at the state level there is so much of diversity. So can we think of such innovative fashions? Can we come out with more and more innovative fashions out there? Activities in the spirit of bolstering the geo-cultural, socio-economic locale by way of collective action of various sorts, empowering the agency and prestige of the educators. Now, this is very, very, very important, because the agency and the institution of educators has to be reinstated as the prima, as the top-notch ones. In the United States of America, which happens to be the world's largest economy, the power and privilege which an educator enjoys probably is eons ahead from what an administrative officer of the government probably enjoys over there. So the society over there values its professors, its teachers, its principals. So that respect, teacher is not something very timid, ki, "Arey, ye to teacher hai." So that kind of a positioning which has somehow got in our Indian establishment, ki, it has somewhere to be collectively fought, and how we can do it by way of giving some special privilege. These will be all interactions we will be doing over a period of time. And quickly, the Q0, as we are keeping it from July 6th today to October 2nd, this is the Q0 where we want the leadership team of the concerned Edu Chamber with the convener, co-conveners and all possible general members. We want कि ये कुनबा, ये जो कुटुंब है, ये जो community है, of those who really mean it in the footsteps of Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee, they get onboarded, and thankfully we have been supported by a very lovely communications platform, futuristic one, Jambo community. So because technology is something which eases it up, abhi chithi lekar nahi bhejna padta, telegram nahi karna padta, and WhatsApp and Telegram apps have become too heavy. So this is something, the first quarter we are thinking about it. And second is setting out the long list of allied activities under the ambit of these three ones, because every edu destination has its own geo-cultural, socio-economic locale. So we want our conveners of these edu chambers to assume their leadership, appoint their co-conveners, and invite the other general members as coordinators of various subject-specific themes, roll out some activities which they would be conducting in the whole year around these larger, broader thematic areas, and produce their own charter. And we propose October 2nd, the birth anniversary of another great Indian, Mahatma Gandhi, to just to have it till these 3 months, not much of a load. And then we take on further and forward this entire mandate, the Q1, Q2, and Q3, October, November, December, the initiation of the programs or the specific activities, anything symbolic, anything small, kuch karna hai. Action and advocacy is something what ReThink India believes in. Then the second quarter, consolidation of that activity, and the third quarter, closure of it all. So this is the quick, brief charter. We will be talking more on Jambo. The invitations have gone to all of you, and taking this agenda further and forward, because Mr. Aurobindo Saxena has been a kind of a mentor, a kind of, I would say, they've been the conscience keeper at ReThink India, and whenever it comes to futuristic interventions in education, we have not found him miserly. He has been spending time with us, educating us of all the global best practices, and he has a small presentation to make to all of you, that what can be these future edu engagements from a technological, from a pedagogical, and from various other perspectives. So over to Mr. Aurobindo Saxena to just, this is just a brief 2-slide presentation, and then we will move on to Madam Divya Lal, and then we will move on to the felicitations of this afternoon and taking the views of all our participants this day. So Mr. Aurobindo Saxena, please.
Thank you, Raghav. Can you guys listen to me, hear me, and also see me?
Sir.
Oh, great. So first of all, thank you, Raghav and Dr. Surbhi, for giving me this opportunity to share my views. And I remember your speech, which was given in the presence of Honorable Minister, Madam Meenakshi Lekhiji in Delhi. And I still remember the speech, the high energetic and high octane speech that you had given in her presence on Syama Prasad Mookerjee's octate. And it was wonderful to, hear it again from you. So I think I would like to, at the outset, acknowledge the effort which has been put in by our various educational leaders throughout the country. As all of you are aware, there are close to 25 crore children who are studying in our schools from class 1 to class 12th. And almost 50% of these students are enrolled in private schools. So I think all our educational leaders deserve this acknowledgement, and this credit should go to them, that within a very, very short span of time, all private schools, at least I can talk about private schools for now, all private schools at least went online in a matter of few weeks. And they ensured that children don't get miss out on their learning gaps or their learning even during this pandemic. Now, Raghav also mentioned about us speculating about the future or predicting about the future. I would like to say that I think we have always tried to predict the future, see the future, but history is evidence that anyone who has tried to make predictions has gone wrong, several times. And the classic cases of IBM predicting that the market for personal computer in 1943 would be only 5 computers worldwide. And we all know how grossly incorrect that prediction has gone. So again, coming back, I think before March of 2019, I don't think anyone could have predicted that our schools would not be run in a physical mode, and they would be run in a digital format for at least 2 years. And this is the second year now. So as a consultant, what are the emerging trends that I see coming forth is something which I have put across. So the first and the important thing is that while COVID has pushed us back in several aspects, but one particular advantage of this pandemic has been that schools have really leapfrogged by at least 4 or 5 years. The adoption of LMS, ERP, and several other technological products, which could have taken schools at least 3 to 5 years to reach. I think because of this pandemic, overnight, in a very, very overnight fashion, schools completely moved to a technology-based delivery platform. Now, with assessments going on, I think there is also a need which is forthcoming regarding the need for a proctored assessment. So I think going forward, we will see more and more schools adopting proctoring technologies in their assessment, whether it is unit test or half-yearly test or final examinations. Raghav also mentioned about the new education policy, and I think in the past, our focus has always been providing the right to free and compulsory education for children in the age group of 6 to 14 years, which is basically from class 1 to 8. But the remarkable thing which the new education policy has done is that it has taken that 8 year of compulsory education to almost a 15-year education, and making even early years part of the formal education system. So I think that is something which is phenomenal now. And the 5+3+3+4 system also includes 3 years before class 1. So a lot of schools which had only nursery as their first entry class will now be mandated to add one more class before nursery. I mean, some call it toddler, some call it playgroup. But I think going forward, and once schools reopen, I think most of the schools will provide education across 15 grades, class 1 to 12, and 3 years before class 1. So a lot of capacity development has to happen. Teachers have to be recruited in schools, physical infrastructure has to be created. And I think the entire preschool segment will see a complete transformation once schools reopen. Schools also now need to upgrade their IT infrastructure, and since I work with several schools, I am hearing from school owners that they are trying to now install up to 300 Mbps lease line connections to ensure that schools really don't go back to a completely analog model. And for this, a lot of schools are also imparting professional development to teachers and leaders to almost take a front seat, and that expenditure I am seeing is going up. Another slightly negative connotation is that because of this pandemic, children have been restricted to homes. They have not been able to bond with their peers. And therefore, I think there is a very strong need for schools to also focus on the social and emotional learning needs of students, and also bridging the digital divide, because not everyone has a similar kind of an IT infrastructure at home. So we don't want technology to become an impediment and create a digital divide. I'm sure schools can also create some kind of a facilitation network to arrange digital devices to students who need it.
Mhm.
And finally, I think this entire pandemic has given us the opportunity to provide truly personalized education to each and every child. I don't think the physical mode could have allowed the personalization to happen in real sense, but I think through technology, you could leverage technology in ways, either in terms of providing personalized learning plans, or also, expanding the exposure of students by having online international collaborations with schools either from other countries or, from other regions of the country.
Okay.
So those were some of the key emerging trends which I'm seeing from a neutral third party perspective. Over to you, Raghav.
So I think many of the trends what Sir has mentioned from an expert's perspective, and Sir would see that many of our edu leaders are really championing them in their own limited fashion with all the challenges and struggles they have met out with, the resource crunch, the VUCA factor, which Aurobindo Sir mentions a lot. Despite that, they have been able to create a sthirta across their learning community. And but what Aurobindo Sir has given us a whole mosaic, a whole framework that this is what is happening, and that, and probably some of the areas we can really pick up, and this conversation will keep on happening. Thanks a lot, sir, for giving such a bird's eye view and such a futuristic view that these are the trends and how we can prepare over there. This is the kind of framework for the new normal. So thank you. Thanks a lot, Aurobindo sir. We have now got I would say a very charming, a very power-packed personality in the whole edtech sector. Someone who is really committed to the cause of education and not just selling her product alone. And being a psychologist herself, she is something who really understands that, because see, technology, I am a technocrat as well, but the technological use cases have to be very smartly, I would say, designed and deployed, and handholding has to be done. And that's where Madam Divya Lal, who is the founder and managing director at FlipLearn, they have been able to reach out to 400 schools, and they don't stop at the school level granularity. They keep the teachers as the fulcrum of it all. So 20,000 teachers they have empowered in this whole 5 digital learning model. I would invite Madam Divya Lal to just present what it is all about and invoke this Edu Leadership Forum, because as Aurobindo sir said, as a Brahman, as a visionary, that how educational technology from across the spectrum, a 360-degree perspective he gave, that how institutions can really take it further and forward. So over to Madam Divya Lal to give her invocation. And we had, ReTHINK India had the great privilege to honoring her with the maiden Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee Commendation for Education, which was shared by chairperson of the NEP, Dr. K. Kasturi Rangan, of the drafting committee, Dr. Manjul Bhargav, the entire pantheon. In fact, the Atal Innovation Mission, Ramanan sir, he was also one of the recipients on that maiden occasion. So we are furthering that legacy. We are taking that narrative further. Over to Madam Divya Lal. Yeah. I would just
Thank you, Raghavji, and thank you so much, Dr. Surbhi. It's such a pleasure to be associated with Think India, ReThink India always. I think before I just share one of the slides, I want to keep it very crisp because I know so many people are waiting for their commendations. But to share few of the key aspects, I heard Aurobindo talk about what are some of the big trends that are going to happen. I've been involved for more than 20 years, seeing technology move into hands of educators, schools, in various shapes and forms. And in my recent work at FlipLearn, I think we are focusing on one particular facet, and that is about transforming the homework delivery in India. Because, you know, even though pandemic has been one of the biggest leapfrogs for Indian education system in terms of people endorsing technology, and before I go further, a big salute to all our educators, because I think in one voice they stood up and said India will learn no matter the challenges of bandwidth, devices, access. And I think that just shows the spirit that that we are all a part of, playing our own roles and trying to influence and enable more and more at whatever levels we are. What I've seen is, while it has moved into instruction, it has moved into assessment, there's a lot of practice that's happening using technology. I feel still the homework delivery process has stayed what it is. And even in pandemic, it stayed as it is. Somebody wrote something down, uploaded it, somebody downloaded it, again checked it, uploaded it. So it's fundamentally manual. And this problem is not small, because at a scale of India, we generate nothing less than 1 billion notebooks of homework every day, given our 300,000 private schools and at an average of 700 kids getting 3 to 5 homeworks. It's a huge thing. It's a huge amount of data, which is not only laborious, both for the educators and the students, but also it's not being value driven from a point to share some value. So we are in the process of now transforming the homework delivery forever for schools, and saying we want to free up this 2-3 hours of teachers and students daily, get them a one-click homework, automated check for majority of the stuff, and create a learning profile. Really derive some value and actually show to the teacher and the students what is happening on a day-to-day level, rather just on periodic assessments, etc. And imagine if you go on a larger scale, you can really take out trends into, you know, let us say in class 4 fractions, are all children really struggle or really go wrong on a certain aspect, etc. You can really make a larger set of decisions from that level of data mining that can come. But I want to, well, that is what we are doing, and we are very excited. We have more than 400 schools with us now. We want to reach out to about 1,000 this year, and that is what we are gearing up for. I think what I believe this pandemic, and today after one whole academic year that has been run using this remote learning phenomena, is I think it's time for India to re-look at the academic policy of what to do and how to do in 210 working days. We are getting a golden opportunity to really go back to the blackboard. Like we say, you go back to your whiteboard and redefine. There are schools across the country that I'm in touch with who are now looking at that when children come to schools, as and when it physically opens, let the majority of time be used for physical activities, project work and collaboration, while teaching our concepts can still remain remote, and you can still do it at the end when you go. So that majority of the time that they are getting there, we are able to enhance the skill, the social emotional aspect, and the physical aspect that children need in terms of, and the time that they have lost. So I think it's a very, very important reflection point of how history will judge us with not only did we learn how to use technology, but how it has redefined the way we want to see what we want to do in those 210 working days. So I think that is going to be interesting. And in a country like India, there is no one solution. You know, like people always talk about so many kids learned, so many kids didn't learn. Some kids had to use the radio, some went on television channels, some had nothing, just WhatsApp messages. We are a country of various gradients, whether it's economy, whether it's access, whether it is for so many things. India is not like, you know, one solution for all. It's like 1 million solution for this 1 billion people, right? So we have to, I think, as stakeholders in the industry, we all should take one leap of saying, we try out different solutions to figure out how best we can leverage with all our learnings that are coming through, right? So to a more stronger us, and to ensure that just being called a youngest country is not just on account of number, but on a true value of how we build our generation and what we do with them. I think that should define us, and that is how we all should be judged, you know, on what we did in our roles to play, right? Thank you so much, Raghavji and Surbhiji. My heartiest congratulations to all the winners who are coming through for their competition. Always a pleasure to be associated.
Lovely, lovely. So just stay put, and one very important thing I would like to reiterate what Madam Divyalal has mentioned. जिस काम के लिए हम स्कूल जाया करते थे, आज वो कह रही है कि वही करने जाओ. हम लोग स्कूल जब जाते थे तो खेलने जाते थे, दोस्तों से मिलने जाते थे. बाकी पढ़ने के लिए तो एग्जाम से पहले यार रट्टा लगा दें. मैडम के नोट्स, कोई अच्छा बच्चा है उसने बहुत अच्छे नोट्स बनाए हैं तो उसको टाप लेते थे, कॉपी कर लेते थे. I think this disruption has to be seen in an extremely positive framework. And Madam, last year we had conducted a whole series of masterclass and none of our edu leaders was in any state of shock.
Absolutely.
They had just, lockdown had come as Prime Minister Modi, रात के 8 बजे, आज रात 12 बजे से all these tenders would become illegal. तो उन्होंने, everyone had understood कि lockdown आ रहा है. So all these schools, they didn't have all their computer science faculty, all faculties just came together and they just created their own small IT companies and they just embarked upon that. And fantastic experiments have been there. And it is they who have encouraged us to embark upon this journey of eduCHAMBERS. कि ये जो छोटे-छोटे islands of excellence में ये जो magnanimous innovation हो रहा है, बहुत difficult है इसको document करना, report बनाना. So why not it spreads out? Like the contagion is spreading out. So why not this positive contagion of excellence, which are Archana Narayans of the world, Sudha Goyal madams, what they are doing on their lovely campuses, they are so busy with their kids. वो कहती है मुझे फुर्सत नहीं है आपके report write. So we said, madam, let's come and do it together. So thank you, ma'am, for really opening up, coming as an edtech leader and recognizing this very aspect. Because ये बहुत important है. अभी क्या होता है, लोग आते हैं अपना थोपना चाहते हैं, आप स्कूल ऐसे चलाइए, rather than learning from these wonderful edu leaders कि मैडम आप बताइए हम आपकी सहायता कैसे कर सकते हैं. And you really come from that point कि we are educational expert, edtech experts, but educational experts are you. So thanks a lot, ma'am, for really invoking this session, and please do be with us for the remaining part if you can from your busy schedule. And we move on to this announcement of I would say giving away of Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee commendations for edu leadership. Because अगर Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee जाने जाते हैं और जाने जाते रहेंगे, तो more than their, I would say, his dream of freeing the Kashmir, like tightly integrating Kashmir with the Republic of India, for which he succumbed, he sacrificed his life. He would be known more for his education. So just quickly, what this Edu Chamber is all about, I'm just giving you a brief idea. This is the Jambo community console on which this entire Edu Chambers would be flown through, because WhatsApps have consumed all our memories of our smartphones, and too many WhatsApp groups. Our honorable Edu leaders are saying one more WhatsApp group, how to manage it across. So this is the futuristic paradigm of community communications, and this is where a lot of collaborations, a lot of cooperation will happen. So this a little variant of it is called Slack or Flock, as you might be knowing about it, which is used in the Fortune 500 corporations, the unicorns, where big teams collaborate on those frontiers. So they Slack ka advancement hai this communications module. Here we have created I would say this lovely groups of each of the edu chambers, and we have to recognize the conveners of the various edu chambers. So over here, all the other co-conveners are the members. So this is a very private conversation. The apps are available on Google and App Store. It doesn't consume much of your phone memory. And every complexity, every conversation would be out here. अभी मैडम को ईमेल करते हैं, मैडम कहती है ईमेल मेरा सेक्रेटरी ने देखा है, नहीं देखा है. And so this is the integrated console where all this conversation, all these activities in a very privacy, in a very privileged model. And we can see that this is the whole list of edu chambers. We plan to create 108 edu destinations and edu chambers and try in this whole year to reverberate bottoms up, not a top down thing, but the ideas, the imaginations, I would say the beautiful work which all our conveners are doing. They are the ones who have really showed a lot of leadership by action, not by talk alone. So they are the ones whose experiments can be expanded, maybe with the 10 schools or 25 schools around. So we would be requesting the other edu leaders in their vicinity to become the co-conveners under their leadership. And it is I would say it's a collaborative continuum, and edu leadership is not just, it's not a bureaucratic order perhaps. So, and then we will also be inviting various other spirited members from the community to become the coordinators of various subject specific councils, as we have written over there. And we will be talking more on this general group, and this will become a kind of a very effective means of intercommunications. Whatever time you have, you can devote. And there is, and each and every edu chambers charter would be defined by the conveners, honorable conveners, with their co-conveners and other members consulting them, and they will further the actions and advocacy at their own pace and pitch. The whole idea is expand your leadership index from your limited campus to the edu destination. As Syama Prasad Mookerjee sir from the Calcutta University, he went on to the local level, as we saw in the movie, that he protected Calcutta from going away from the Republic of India. So he expanded his consciousness over there. So we have a similar lot of, we have given the charter, we will be discussing on top of it. Now we come to this recognition part, and I would like to quote Madam Geeta Vashne said, you are doing too much. हमने कहा मैडम गुरु देवो भवः, गुरु का सम्मान कभी भी टू मच नहीं हो सकता. तो हमें प्रतिदिन प्रति क्षण हमारे गुरुओं का सम्मान करना आवश्यक है, because until or unless we, the people of India, would mainstream academia as the first and the foremost estate. हम लोग IAS अफसरों के पीछे भागते हैं, हम लोग नेताओं के पीछे भागते हैं, हम लोग जजों के पीछे भागते हैं. हम अगर अपने शिक्षकों के पीछे भागना शुरू कर देंगे और उनको समाज में गुरुजी प्रणाम, आज भी हमने अगर किसी को पढ़ाया है तो वो बच्चा कहीं पहुंच जाए, तो शिक्षक का सम्मान ही, यह देश, India has been the Vishwa Guru because we, the people of India, used to respect and venerate our gurus beyond. Guru Govind दो खड़े और काके लागू पाए, बलिहारी गुरु आपनो जाने गोविंद दियो मिलाए. So in that humble spirit, we really want to acknowledge our edu leaders this afternoon on this auspicious occasion of the birth anniversary, 121st birth anniversary of Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee, who was an edu leader par excellence himself. And in his footsteps, we really invite Madam Sujita Gupta from Kathua.
Honorable Principal from International Delhi Public School, Kathua. Madam is a prolific personality and an edu warrior in her own way. Madam, we invite you to kindly accept this token of appreciation.
Yeah, Madam is there. Yeah. So this is a combined commendation, like to take charge of the convenership of the Edu Chamber of Kathua in the Union Territory of J&K. And we are traversing, what a historical occasion. It was this state of Jammu and Kashmir, whose tight integration, whose complete integration with the Republic of India, Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee laid his life, and we commemorated his martyrdom day just very recently, 23rd of June. And we have Madam Sujita Gupta to lead this Edu Chamber of Kathua over there. We move on. We would also like to welcome Madam Seema Handa from Jalandhar, Punjab. Madam, you are there to please come in.
Eklavya School, Jalandhar, Punjab.
Yeah. Madam Seema Handa. Yeah, she's there. Ma'am is there with us. So, ma'am, your exhortation, your acceptance, yeah, please.
Thank you. It's an absolute honor to be a part of the Edu Leaders endeavor, and certainly we look forward to creating an environment in Punjab and particularly in Jalandhar where we are located. We would want to bring like-minded people together and create a think tank. The NEP has shown us the roadmap, and now it is for us to do the implementation on the ground. And so we have to put our heads together, devise the methodology for implementing. And I think it's a wonderful initiative. I commend all of you, everybody present here, as well as certainly Edu Leaders Forum, for bringing us all together. And it's really an initiative that has an initiative whose time has come. So it's very, very opportune and just the right moment that we need to put our heads together as educationals. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We look forward to work under your stellar leadership. So we at ReTHINK India would be slogging hard to provide all the secretarial assistance so that you can lead the mission and mandate of NEP 2020, which is also interwoven the octet of Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee. by way of the Edu Chambers of Jalandhar, and we would really be working hard under your tutelage to take the mission and mandate forward. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting this token honor from this August forum. We move on further, and we would like to felicitate and invite Sir Anit Arora.
From Cambridge International School, Hoshiarpur, Dasua.
Yeah, the sir was traveling, so he was to come. Maybe he will be joining a bit later. So many of our principals have been having some engagement or the other. So we move on. We would also like to bestow this humble commendation on Dr. Niyati Chitkara for her sustained striving towards the cause of expanding the envelope of futuristic educational engagements in the edu destination of Chandigarh Union Territory. Madam is having her mother's surgery, which was scheduled for today. So she sent all her wishes and she accepted this honor, and she's leading the narrative in the lovely city Union Territory of Chandigarh. And under her leadership, we will be furthering the mandate as we unveiled the charter in the city of Chandigarh. So we move on. We go down, we come to the lovely and beautiful state of Uttarakhand, the Dev Bhumi. हम लोगों ने मसूरी नैनीताल के बारे में तो बहुत सुना है, but then there is a lovely town called Kotdwar, and there is a lovely couple, Madam Rupamala Singh. If she's there, ma'am, we would like to invite you. And she's running a lovely educational community in that city of Kotdwar, and under her leadership, we would...
Academy Uttarakhand, Kotdwar.
Yeah. So Madam Rupamala Singh, are you there, ma'am? Please, if you can speak of... okay, let's move. Yes, we have with us, we have the privilege to, I would say, present this small, humble token tribute to Madam Meeta Sharma for her stellar contributions to the space of educational excellence. I would like to invite Madam Meeta Sharma to accept this humble token and speak a few words on this forum. Madam Meeta Sharma.
Thank you, Surabhi, and thank you, Raghav. I'm really, really humbled by this, gesture of yours. I endeavor to make this effort of yours a success, and will work towards it. Like you said that, schools, some of the schools overnight, they took onto the online platform and they could deliver. I think we were one of them, and it is time not to totally retire the face-to-face learning, but re-attire learning. So it's not retire, but re-attire learning. Learning is still the same. The aspects of learning are still the same. And this re-attiring could be done by redefining what is relevant to each child. So that will be my endeavor. I actually look forward to eduCHAMBERS as a platform to share best practices and help out schools which could not re-attire learning in the pandemic time. Thank you very much for the honor.
What beautifully ma'am has summarized the entire spirit and substance of this entire initiative. And madam, it is just that we are just the spade workers. The entire leadership has to be presented by eminent edu leaders like you. And the whole idea was to just bring you all together on a single platform, which is privileged, which is not mired by lots of forwards or whatever. And some meaningful conversation can go on at the city level, at the edu destination level. And also we can create stellar partnerships. Thanks a lot, ma'am, for gracing this forum.
Thank you.
And thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We move on. We have Dr. Anupma Mishra, भारत की प्राचीन शिक्षा स्थली काशी से Dr. Anupma Mishra. She would be leading. She has accepted our humble invitation to lead the Edu Chambers of Banaras, Varanasi, जहाँ से काशी
16 hours
विद्यापीठ और वहाँ से जो भारत का की शिक्षा नगरी रहती है, तो मैं निवेदन करूंगा डॉक्टर अनुपमा मिश्रा से कि वो आएं और इस मंच को संबोधित करें.
Thank you, Mr. Raghav, and thank you, Surabhi ma'am. I'm humbled, I'm honored. And, when this application, like what inspires you and what is going to be your drive, what are you going to do? Actually so thoughtful. And I was in a state of analyzing myself and a lot of reflection that am I worth you are commending me for. So even though learning for me is a life journey, but yes, that was a moment. Then it was like again, learn, unlearn, relearn, and continue. So that left me in deepest of the thoughts, like I ever sat down, and I would do for the education field. That's what I promise today from this platform, that whatever my capacity allows me to. And also I make a promise that I'm not going to, divert my commitment, what I promised from this forum, this EduLeader Forum, to sustain and to extend the kind of work the EduCHAMBERS of India is going to do. So I am going to be there in this journey ahead with you, and looking forward for a lifelong journey in making education the best priority, because we are looking for a nation where we have each child as a happy child, each child being a human with the right kind of values. Thank you, ReTHINK India. Congratulations to you as well, because you all are our life partner, and you inspire us to move ahead and ahead. And it's like वीर तुम बढ़े चलो, धीर तुम बढ़े चलो, सामने पहाड़ हो, सिंह की दहाड़ हो, तुम कभी रुको नहीं, तुम कभी डरो नहीं. So that's what Mr. Raghav and Surbhi all are doing, and we will keep on marching ahead. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. We move ahead. We have the great fortune of felicitating Madam Archana Nigam with Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee commendation for EduLeadership 2021.
Madam is our prestigious principal from DPS Kalyanpur, Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah.
And
so, ma'am, we invite you to give your brief exhortation on this occasion. Madam Archana Nigam. Okay, fair enough. We move further. We have with us Madam Nikita Tomar Man, who has accepted this prestigious, I would say this onerous responsibility of leading the Edu Chamber of Noida. So New Okhla Industrial Development Authority, it is the acronym of Noida, one of the most hustling, bustling suburbs around the National Capital Territory of Delhi. And Madam Nikita Tomar Man had earlier served the Tagore International School, Vasant Vihar. She moved on in a new role over here. She said, I don't know anyone else. How will I lead this whole big responsibility from Noida? So we said, ma'am, a leader is someone who is promoted to the level of his incompetence. The best leader is one who is given the most toughest task over there. So, and we really hope and believe that she will be really reverberating the whole space of Noida with her vast, I would say, enthusiasm, experience. We still remember our masterclass with her, where she said that she innovated the practice of the kids dancing in their own houses with vessels, utensils, and dancing around that. So Madam is a host of, I would say, a repository of innovations. So we request Madam Nikita Tomar Man to address this August forum and accept this humble tribute.
Madam is leading the Indraprastha Global School, Noida.
Thank you so much. Is the video on? Because I can't make out it. Yes. Right. So a very good afternoon, Dr. Surbhi and Mr. Raghav Mittal. I, like everybody else, am really humbled and honored for this commendation. Our association goes back a long way now. It's been a couple of years, and I completely, am in awe of the work and the body of work that the two of you do. And I really wonder sometimes, where do you find the time to fit in everything, because this is not the only thing that you do. And Dr. Surbhi is a practicing, doctor as well. So my only, I think something that eggs me on in this entire endeavor would be the enthusiasm and the faith that you repose in me. So I would definitely want to take this forward, and many congratulations on this initiative of launching EduCHAMBERS of India. It's a fantastic idea to have people in different cities lead so-called think tanks and groups who actually discuss education at another level. not just mundane, run-of-the-mill and maintenance mode education, as we call it. So I do look forward to bringing more people on board. You have faith in me, and I'm sure I'll be able to do it. And I do feel that the face of education is changing from like the NEP rightly states, and it's a document that I'm totally in love with, and I would like to really take it forward in letter and spirit, because it was long coming, and to see that somebody's been able to envision a very idealistic and a fantastic way of taking school education forward was really something that lifted our spirits. So for me, I think in the pandemic, what one has realized is definitely in consonance with NEP, content is not king, for sure. Content is not the king. It is the methodology. It is what you're teaching the kids. It's the life skills. It is conceptual understanding. It is competence building. So all these things have come to the fore suddenly during the pandemic, because it's not about testing how much they know. It's about seeing whether they're able to follow the concepts. And I think the whole learning outcomes theory has suddenly become very, very predominant in this phase of education. Things like character and citizenship, how to build it during an online education, is something that is a challenging phase for us. So to make the entire education system effective, I think we need to have a lot of brains who work together, who brainstorm, who contemplate, who rethink a lot of things, and who are willing to take risks, who do not want to try new things out, at the cost of even probably sometimes failing and then reimagining and rethinking it again. So you need people with courage. You don't need people who only go by the written rules and follow what has been already laid out in the textbook. So here's looking forward to a wonderful edu engagement through eduCHAMBERS of India. And once again, I congratulate ReTHINK India for being innovative in its approach, for thinking out of the box, and for thinking beyond the years. So congratulations to the two of you, and look forward to being on board and doing justice to this role that you've entrusted me with. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And the honor and privilege is entirely ours for taking up this role. We move on. We would like to felicitate and pay our humble tributes to Madam Manju Rana, who has also accepted to be the convener of the whole Edu Destination of Ghaziabad. So I would request.
Madam is Honorable Principal from St. Anandram Jaipuria School, Ghaziabad.
So, Madam is there?
Madam.
Okay, we move on. So we have got yet another very power-packed principal, and she was the one who really got us thinking. So our people say that you do so much of activities. Who are your conscience keepers? We say that all our principals, all our edu leaders whom we interact with, they are our biggest critiques, our conscience keepers, and also they really give us newer and newer mandates to expand this envelope further and forward. So Madam Geeta Vashne, she really posed up this tough question to us that, what are you doing? So we said, ma'am, this is a prospective commendation. We know your edu leadership. We have been hearing you. We have been following your work. But yes, as the Nobel Peace Committee chose President Barack Obama and gave him the Nobel Prize just 9 months in his presidency, in the hope that he will really bring about global peace. So we really hope that leaders like you and leaders like Madam Geeta Vashne, who is so full of energy, enthusiasm and experience, and so much of innovations on her sleeves, she would be leading and really leading the whole Edu Chambers initiative nationally as well, apart from the Edu Destination of Greater Noida per se. So we invite Madam Geeta Vashne to address this August forum.
Madam is Honorable Principal from Sri Ram Global School, Greater Noida. Ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Surbhi and Raghav, and a very dear hello to all my colleagues and friends here. You know, when they talked about this eduCHAMBERS, then I was thinking that if we all actually go in the right direction, then this could become something like, you know, the industrial chambers or FICCI in education. I was actually thinking that, you know, it's time we start thinking together, communally, because I think Corona has taught us that being healthy alone is also not sufficient. Everybody around you should also be healthy and good, have good immunity. So when we know we cannot survive in isolation, so even if we build a very good school in isolation, it's not enough, because children will go out and live in the society. So we have to think of, society. And one such thing which we started thinking in Greater Noida was that the kids here should actually think of making it a beautiful city. As far as, the government was also pushing us for those rankings. Nowadays you have those city rankings. And somehow we thought the school children can do so much there. And these days, we have a very potent weapon online. So whatever we do with the kids, share with the kids, we actually share with the whole family. So whether we are teaching them yoga or aerobics or dance, we have parents who, write to us that me and my wife did the same dance which you taught my son, and we enjoy. So, it's so great that whatever we teach, we are very close to the community. So I think we have to really have a vision for this edu chamber and a roadmap. And I think on the national level also, all the people, all the conveners who are here, I think we need to have some exchange of ideas and build something concrete and take things one by one, not think of too many, things, but let us have 2-point agenda, for the first year and execute it so well that people talk about it. Okay, eduCHAMBERS is doing, you see something. And then we'll have no problem, because राघव जी बहुत अच्छे वर्ड्स बोलते हैं, आप कुछ अच्छा करने चलिए तो सारी दुनिया आपके साथ हो जाती है. So that is it. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think it's a great responsibility, and I think I'm going to set aside time for this year. Thank you.
Ma'am, thank you. Thanks a lot, ma'am. The honor and privilege is entirely ours that you have really honored this whole small request of ours. We move on. We have Dr. Manju Gaur with us from Aligarh, Talon ki Nagari, Aligarh, and Banaras se hum Aligarh pahunche, where we have the Aligarh, majestic Aligarh Muslim University. So Dr. Manju Gaur would be leading this eduCHAMBERS initiative from the lovely city of Aligarh. We have ma'am. I think ma'am will be joining a bit later. We move on. We also have with us Madam Deepti Sharma. She leads a lovely learning community from Jewar. Madam is with us, and it's quite a urban location, but the kind of enthusiasm and the kind of energy and the kind of commitment which Madam Deepti Sharma has really shown across. It's really nurturing whatever island of excellence she is working towards. And now it was our humble plea to her to expand her vistas to the whole environs in and around Jewar. And Jewar is going to be one of the next international airports. So the prestige has come all over again. So log sochte the bhai kahan Jewar hai, but now with the new Yamuna International Airport, or the names are changing every day, Madam will have a presence on the world map. And let's hope. Over to Madam Deepti Sharma, please, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Surbhi and Dr. Raghav. Once again, I am highly honored and humbled for this kind of commendation what you are just entrusting in me. So, as there's so many members are talking about new education policy, so I also believe in learn, relearn, and unlearn. And I'm just being handhold. I'm just ready to work with you all. And at this community of eduCHAMBERS, definitely whatever I can do, I'll try my level best. As I'm the part of Sahodia and I'll try my level best to take all
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot for being with us and accepting this humble tribute on this very auspicious day. And we really hope that your edu leadership would really make some definitive mark, as Madam Geeta Vashne said, that execute it so very well, and you have the privilege of having such very, I would say, empowered edu leaders in your near physical vicinity, and digital vicinity is all there for sure. So we move on. We have got Madam Sudha Goyal, and Madam Sudha Goyal has accepted to really lead this entire initiative. And in the lovely city of Gurugram, जिसका नाम गुरुग्राम, गुरु से ही प्रारंभ हो रहा है, तो वहाँ गुरुओं का पुनः प्रतिष्ठान हो. How the Edu Chambers of India really bring about the primacy of edu leaders. That's a city of all the high-tech corporations, the MNCs and all there. But in that highly charged ecosystem, Madam Sudha Goyal would be leading the Edu Chambers of Gurugram.
Madam is Honorable Principal from Scottish High International School, Gurugram.
We invite Madam Sudha Goyal to invoke and to address the forum. And we want to pay our humble tributes by this Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee Commendation for eduLEADERSHIP 2021. Madam Sudha Goyal.
It's just here.
Yeah, ma'am was there with us. Yeah.
She's just left it here.
Okay, okay.
She'll be back soon.
So she would be back soon. So in her absentia, we really commemorate her with this eduLEADERSHIP tribute. We move on. Madam Sujit Khanna wanted to be another very spirited, powerful personality from Greater Faridabad. Madam wanted to be with us so very well, but this COVID pandemic had a very heavy personal toll on all of us. Madam lost her mother and very close relatives, so she was in mourning. But she said, "You go ahead, but we said, ma'am, we will not keep your slot. It will be like it will be of yours only, and you are the one who will do justice with your enigmatic personality, I would rather say." So in her absentia, she is connected with us all through, but on this forum, she could not make it. But we really commemorate the eduLEADERSHIP of Madam Surjit Khanna, the way she is leading DPS Greater Faridabad and the entire environs around. So we would like to pay our humble tributes to Madam Surjit Khanna from this forum. Yes, we have yet another very young, energetic edupreneur, edu leader from the city of Sonipat, Madam Richa Kaushik. So she would be...
Madam is Honorable Director from Sunrise International School, Sonipat, Haryana.
Yeah, so Haryana has a lot of presence out here in this whole national narrative going forward. We also have Madam Jasjeet Sood from the lovely city of Karnal, the city of Karn, if you all remember from the Mahabharata days. So ma'am would be leading it from the city of Karnal. So
Madam is Honorable Principal from OPS Vidya Mandir, Karnal, Haryana.
Yeah, so we move forward. Yes, we have Delhi की बात आती है, हरियाणा से हम दिल्ली में आ गए और मैडम अलका कपूर की बात ना हो तो it doesn't make sense. Madam has been quite an inspiration to us at ReTHINK India, and she really supercharges us with her energy. Unfortunately, Madam's mother is very critically ill. She just wanted to be here with us. Ma'am will be leading the whole Edu Chambers initiative from northwest of Delhi. Delhi एक नहीं है, Delhi 11 है. So it took us tough time to really find out, and we had so many illustrious principals all across, edu leaders across. So आप हमें क्षमा करेंगे. So we just picked up some of the most eminent ones. It is first amongst the equals. And as we had said in our initial thing, that these convenership positions would be on rotation. And we want to have a consensus out there. There is no competition, and competition of excellence is very much there. And every edu chamber would define its own leadership succession as in when they will feel like. We want to make it more democratic, more consensual, more educated. Some examples which we can set out to our youngsters rather than seeing whatever happens in our larger bodies out there. So just an effort, and with all your cooperations, with all your proactive support, we will really take it forward. So we really pay our tributes to Madam Alka Kapoor with Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee Commendation for eduLEADERSHIP, uncontested leader in her own right and might, Madam Alka Kapoor. We move on. We have with us the indefatigable principal of the Indian Heights School, Dwarka, Madam Archana Narayan, and she is someone who really takes on any narrative to every possible heights. She would be leading the whole narrative across the Southwest Delhi district. And we have Madam Archana Narayan. She was one of the earliest joinees. So I request Madam Archana Narayan to accept this humble token from this August forum and invoke and address over here. Madam Archana Narayan.
Thank you so much, Dr. Raghav and Dr. Surbhi. And good evening to everyone, especially the vibrant group of edu leaders who are present here and who have been conferred with this prestigious award. And at the outset, I would also like to thank ReThink, because I have been associated with ReThink India from quite some time, for giving this honor to me. So thank you so much once again. And no doubt it is a proud privilege to be associated with an organization who's working day in and day out towards the betterment of education. And I was just wondering, and in fact thinking, and I'm sure you will agree with me, ReThink India, what a lovely name. And it is so very apt, for the present scenario, wherein we all are settling in this new normal, trying, reinventing, rethinking, reliving, redefining, rediscovering, reshaping, our endeavors for a better tomorrow. So you all are doing a good job, ReThink India. You're giving us a thought to rethink again and again, and so that we can really make this world a beautiful place for everyone to live. So I'm sure with my capabilities and potential, I'm quite confident about it, that we would be able to carry forward the thought process with which you have conferred this award to me especially. And with regard to furthering the mission and mandate of NEP 2020 in its true spirit, we really need to start working from now itself. It is, otherwise going to be too very late. And we have to sensitize everyone, all the stakeholders, whether the students, teachers, parents, everyone. Then only probably we will be able to successfully take it forward. Because this policy, is a comprehensive framework to guide the development of education in our country. It is such a detailed, beautiful structure which has been given to us. And it is really going to change the complete face of education system in India. So we have to start working for it from now only to bring quality in education. Now, quality in education can be brought in, one by the teachers, and the other part is the students. So teacher and taught. So we have to take care of both. Mm-hmm. So we have to give that autonomy to the teachers so that they can come out with the innovative ways, because we have to empower them. They are going to be the change leaders for our students. And as it is, the students who are we teaching are basically the Gen Alpha students who are born in the digital world, where the technology is changing every day. We really do not know what is it going to be after few years down the line. So teachers have to come out with the newer ways, innovative ways, creative ways, where they can reach out and deliver in the best possible way to the children, where the rote learning and all those what NEP is talking about should not be there. So I'm in total agreement with that. And I'm sure with 3 C's, basically the collaboration, communication, and cooperation, we are going to make sure that we, reach out to everybody and follow the complete mandate of NEP, which, the responsibility which you have entrusted on us. So we're going to definitely reach out to our communication. We're definitely going to collaborate, and with the cooperation of all, I'm sure we are really going to create a difference. So wishing all the very best to ReThink India. And thank you once again for conferring this award. Thank you so much. Thank you. And including me as a part of the convener for the eduCHAMBERS. Thank you once.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. And we present ourselves to work under your leadership and under your confidence, and what a majestic, I would say, exhortation you presented. And we are very sure that you will take this narrative to its designated heights as you lead the Indian Heights School over there. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. As it is, learning is all about sharing. We share what we learn. Yes. So I'm sure we're learning good things, and we'll be able to share the best things.
True.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I'll just end with one quote.
Please.
खुद से जीतने की जिद है मुझे, खुद से जीतने की जिद है मुझे, खुद को ही हराना है। मैं भीड़ नहीं हूँ दुनिया की, मेरे अंदर एक जमाना है।
Wow.
So I think
beautiful.
And our Jambo community platform really gives us to share this lovely aphorisms, lovely shero shairi, which really innovates us. क्योंकि हम लोगों को जब लगा कि ये कोविड आया है और हम लोग थोड़ा डिप्रेशन में जाने लगे, तो हमने कहा let's start our master class with our edu leaders. And every morning at 11 a.m. when we were talking to our principal, हुआ क्या है? Nothing has happened. Everything is fine. So with their confidence, our whatever fears and frustrations, probably what were coming across, they all used to melt away. So thanks a lot, madam, for this.
It's a good stress buster, basically. You know, to relieve yourself from all the stresses and strains. So
thank you, ma'am.
That is what it is.
Yes, so we have got Madam Meenakshi Kushwaha, Honorable Principal of Birla
Vidyaniketan, New Delhi.
Yeah, so ma'am has agreed upon to lead the whole edu chambers narrative in the New Delhi district. We want to pay our humble tributes, Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee Commendation for Edu Leadership 2021. Madam probably might be joining a bit late. She was in some function, but we will come back to her exhortation. Yes, we have got, I would say, the most confident and very, I would say, very charming, very enduring principal, our edu leader, Madam Mallika Preman.
From Tagore International School, east of Kailash, South Delhi.
Yeah, so the South Delhi Edu Chambers of India has been entrusted on the very, very responsible and very, very capable shoulders of Madam Mallika Preman. And we, from this August forum, with all your consent and support, we want to present this Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee Commendation for Edu Leadership 2021 on to Madam Mallika Preman. I would request Madam to accept this token tribute and invoke and address this forum.
Thank you so much, Dr. Surbhi. Thank you so much, Raghavji. It's a pleasure to be part of the program, as it has always been. And thank you so much for such beautiful introduction. What I feel that, yes, this pandemic has shaken all of us out of our complacency. It has taught us that we have to reach greater heights and we all are capable. It has said there's nothing impossible. If virus can mutate, so can we. We can be the better version of ourselves every day. And this is possible only if all educators, I can't agree more with the keynote speakers and all the principals and the edu leaders, whatever they spoke. Yes, it's very important that we share with each other whatever we are doing, what we want to do. Unless until we share, we won't be able to move ahead. And yes, what Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee said, the equity, educational equity, we can achieve that because we have the online educational mode, which has made things possible, which has made education flexible and more reachable by everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you so much, ReTHINK India. Thank you so much for edu leaders for conferring me with this.
Thank you so much, Madam Mallika Preman, to add up another responsibility to your already extremely busy schedule. But then, as they say, that give a work to be done to the most busiest person, and he or she would really get it done. So
thank you so much. I hope I am able to live up to your expectations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. We move on and we have Madam Shefali Gupta, yet another edu leader from the illustrious Tagore universe, where mind is without fear and the head is held high. So we request Madam Shefali Gupta. She has accepted the edu leadership of Central Delhi district.
From Tagore International School, Vasant Vihar.
Yes. So we request Madam Shefali Gupta to...
Madam had a class.
Okay.
Was saying would join in.
Okay, so we wait for her. We move forward. Yes, now Ajab Gajab Madhya Pradesh, Bharat का जो मूर्धन्य है, मूल प्राण है, the central state भोपाल. आप दिल्ली से चेन्नई की तरफ जाइए तो midway is भोपाल, the center heart of the country. तो भारत के हृदय प्रदेश से we have got Dr. Rajesh Sharma.
From Bal Bhavan School, Bhopal.
I think there's a change.
Vinayam Public School.
So it's more about his edu leadership in the city of Shamtal. जहाँ पे श्याम ताल इतना सुंदर ताल है. I would request Dr. Rajesh Sharma to accept this humble token of tribute from this August forum and also address out here. So.
So you need to unmute yourself, please.
Yes.
Yes, sir, is there.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Raghav, Dr. Surbhi. It's an absolute pleasure and honor for me to be there. And I don't know whether you selected me with the responsibility as a convener. I'll try my best because I was just listening, you know, when NEP 1986 came, and when we are comparing that to 2020, they say that it is 80% the same thing, but 86 was never implemented, and that's where they failed. But I'm sure with the effort of Rethink India, the team you are developing and the kind of luminaries they are, I'm sure all eduleaders are exceptionally, you know, highly talented, creative in their own field. So the implementation, I think, will be happening. So we may not have the execution gap, which normally we call it the, you know, so that when execution gap doesn't happen, I'm sure we will be having a greater part happening on the ground, and that will help as a nation to every one of us. And I'm again thankful to both of you and to Rethink India team for giving me this award. I'll try my best to make some contribution which I can do. I'll surely try my best and develop the team here. Thank you once more, and congratulations to all my colleagues, those who have got the award as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We move on. Yet another very, I would say, a very committed principle from the hinterland of India. Ashok Nagar happens to be quite a city in Madhya Pradesh, and we have Madam Inderpal Kaur. She's currently, her commitment is so high. She's currently teaching her kids. She has a class over here. She said she would be coming in for 10 minutes, but probably she's so absorbed in her edu delivery, she just could not make it. But in her absentia, we really present her. She has accepted to become, to lead the narrative in Ashok Nagar, which is quite a city. And at Rethink India, we believe that it is these tier 3, the so-called tier 3 towns and cities of ours, where the real talent of this country remains. And the whole idea is to network all these destinations to really create a continuum of excellence and to create a networking platform out there.
Madam is Honorable Principal of Sanskriti School, Ashok Nagar, Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah, so we really commemorate her. We really pay our tributes in her absence. We move on. We have got a very excellent principal, a very dynamic one, leading the Edu Chambers of India narrative in the north of Delhi. And we would like to pay our tributes with Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee Commendation for Edu Leadership to Dr. Shaili Bhutani.
Madam is Honorable Principal for Maharaja Agrawal Public School from North Delhi.
Yeah. So I think we've missed her. Yeah. So let's, so maybe she will be joining back again. Yes, from Delhi to Mumbai, the financial capital of the country, the west coast of the country. And we would like to really honor Madam Sudha Shanbag, who's really, whose enthusiasm and whose commitment is so intoxicating that it really energizes us as Rethink India to really further the envelope of hard work to the cause of education. And Madam is one such testimony, I would say, a person who exemplifies excellence with all challenges, but with a never-ending smile on her face. Madam would be leading the Edu Chambers of Malad, Mumbai. Mumbai is such a big city of ours. So for the sake of focus and for the sake of not expanding too much, so we just chose the whole suburb of Malad, which is quite a big one. Madam would be leading the narrative and initiative from there. We request Madam Sudha Shanbag to accept this humble tribute. And
Madam is Honorable Principal of Children's Academy, Malad, Mumbai.
Thank you, Dr. Raghav and Dr. Surbhi. I'm deeply touched and inspired for being bestowed upon with Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee Commendation for eduLEADERSHIP. And I really thank Rethink India for the confidence placed in me, and I resolve to honor that trust. I humbly accept the appointment as the convener of the Edu Chamber of Malad, sir. I really look forward to working with you because you are both are so inspiring, and as Nikita Tomar madam said, we're really in awe of your body of work. So really look towards a very successful, collaborative, modern academic community. At the academy, we believe that we reform because we value holistic development. We reform because we believe in its future in education. To revitalize our common endeavor through this charter is to renew our faith, not only in the changing education scenario, but also in each other. Let this charter be our calling, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We are really honored. And this is an entire triumvirate from the Children's Academy group. The Children's Academy Malad, Children's Academy Thakur Complex, and Children's Academy Ashok Nagar Andheri. So we have the edu leaders from these lovely schools. They would be leading in their own suburbs, and they really have this penchant for participation, and they really come to the top of it all. So this is a lovely cooperative federalism, what our Prime Minister says. There is a healthy cooperation and also a sense of competition, and the whole idea behind these edu chambers, that how collectively we are able to bolster the educational quotient of the various edu destinations over a period of time. So we have got Madam Sona Mattu Dhingra to lead the edu engagements, the futuristic edu engagements from Kandivali, Mumbai. And we are being just joined by Madam Inderpal Kaur. I was just mentioning, we will be just honoring her shortly. So Madam Sona Mattu Dhingra from
Children's Academy Thakur Complex, Mumbai.
Ma'am, we invite you. And
very good evening to all the luminaries on this forum, and greetings to you, Dr. Surbhi and Mr. Raghav Mittal. It is obviously very, very overwhelming to be bestowed with this honor of Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee Commendation for Edu Leadership. I think I'm grateful to both of you for considering all of us, not just me, but all of us here, to be worthy to take this cause ahead. As I was listening to most of my respected colleagues over here, taking a cue from there, I feel whenever, I must confess this, whenever we receive a questionnaire or the list of questions from you, from ReThink India, it definitely makes us pause, because it makes us retrace our journey. And we feel whatever done so far hasn't been enough. In fact, enough has not been enough. And that is proven in this pandemic year, when actually nothing changed for us as a community of educators. Nothing has changed for us. And as one of our respected members here on the forum, she said, she's from Mussoorie, I noticed, she said that nothing has changed except the attire. And that is very true. That is very true, because we ensured that education is not going to stop. That definitely did not stop. And as you rightly said, Raghav ji, आज के कई सालों बाद भी जब हमारा एक शिष्य मिलता है तो वो पैर छू के प्रणाम ही करता है कि गुरुदेव तो गुरुदेव ही रहते हैं. Guru का स्थान कभी बदलता नहीं है. And I completely agree with that. There's much to do. We are adorning a number of hats. That is true. But there's one thing which we miss out on, and that is we all have it, but we fail to mention it, and that is that extra X factor. It's not just the hats that we are adorning, but that extra X factor which keeps us going, which gives us the love for what we are doing, the energy for it, the spirits to keep it high, and the drive to keep moving. So with those words, I think I would like to accept this convenership which has been bestowed upon me. I hope I will be able to do my best and to make it a successful mission, because this means a lot to all of us. Thank you so much once again, and congratulations to all the edu leaders here for securing this award and this commendation from ReThink India. 3 cheers to ReThink India.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. I would, before I come to Madam Sheila Malia and bestow this honor to her, I would move back a bit and like to commemorate Madam Inderpal Kaur, who has just taken a leave from her class to be present on this August forum. And Madam Inderpal Kaur, as I mentioned, she leads a lovely educational community from Ashok Nagar in Madhya Pradesh.
Sanskriti School.
So we bestow this token tribute to the Edu leadership of Madam Inderpal Kaur from this August forum. I invite Madam to accept this and address the forum. Madam Inderpal Kaur.
Thank you so much. Lovely couple, and really impressed to see the intellectual outlook of both of you. And I'm really honored on this day. And thank you so much for symbolizing a new state aspiration and putting up the modest culture to lead further. And today we are here celebrating, or I should say you are decorating so many new leaders to lead the future of education in India. And I am overwhelmed. I am really very, very glad to receive this honor. And I am here only for a few minutes because I left my class, and I really wanted to be a part of this event today, the curtain raiser, I must say. And Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee is really, he was a politician of principles. He was true academician. He was great. He had great leadership qualities. So for choosing him to symbolize the educationist to follow the path of truth and hard work and passionate and dedication, you are really thinking of turning the educators into the constellation of talent and developing organizational abilities through this meaningful brilliance. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Surbhi and Raghav sir for symbolizing once again, and again gratitude and sincere appreciation. Let the spark go on igniting the minds, brains of education in the entire state of Madhya Pradesh. And I would love to know the roles and the responsibilities, what are actually required by us and what you expect from we leaders. So I am really thankful to both of you and sincere gratitude. Congratulations for this great event. And truly speaking, I admire and I'm impressed by the work you people are doing. Every now and then, Rethink India keeps on reminding us and make us feel important. So actually, God wanted me to be associated with you and would really find out good time and spend good time with you, learning more and more about education. So let us together collaborate and bring something good out of this, whatever the vision, mission is being carried by becoming the convener of Madhya Pradesh in this area, Ashok Nagar. Thank you so much. Sanskriti School is always grateful to both of you and Rethink India. Thank you. God bless you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. We will be sharing all the details with you. We had presented at the start of the event. And this is the spirit of an edu leader and what we call them as edu warriors. As on the Kargil Victory Day last year, we had commemorated a host of them. कि जैसे एक soldier अपनी post छोड़ता नहीं है, वैसे ही एक edu leader अपनी class नहीं छोड़ सकता. Madam has just come and she is logged off. She has gone back to her class. So this is the kind of commitment which is creating, which is nurturing the future of India. ये जो हमारे edu leaders हैं, ये जो हमारी कक्षाएं हैं, and this needs to be commemorated over and over again. And any kind of, I would say, there is no, there cannot be any miserliness towards that. So I move on to commemorate the triumvirate from Mumbai, and I would like to invite Madam Sheila Malia and pay our tribute with Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee Commendation for Edu Leadership 2021. And Madam Sheila Malia also comes from the Children's Academy Universe, And again, a very spirited edu leader who is really very, very committed and enthusiastic in all her educational engagements. I request Madam to accept this token tribute and also address this forum. Ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mittal and Raghavji. It's indeed a great honor. But I must confess that I was very hesitant to take this up. I said, if I'm not able to do justice to the role of a convener, then I really do not deserve this commendation. And to be very frank, I told Dr. Surbhi as well that I have so much on my plate. I do not want to end up with a very terrible case of indigestion. But since 3 p.m. I'm hearing the principals speak, and they've all taken this responsibility up with so much of positivity and enthusiasm that I really, they have kind of triggered me to rethink. So maybe, but one thought that does come to my mind at this point in time is I noticed that most of the principals commended here are the ones who are associated with private schools. So I was wondering if, as a convener, can I rope in some government schools and bring them also in the yes.
Yeah, ma'am, the whole charter, the whole mandate, we had just presented a larger agenda. But as the convener, you are free to expand it, experiment it, and we are at your beck and call. We are there to provide all the secretarial assistance to whatever your experiments you've been doing, whatever you have been thinking about it. In fact, you, the illustrious edu leaders, have really made us create this platform so that many of your I would say many of your thoughts which needed a larger network, which needed some extra support from the institutional backing. So we just felt, why not create a framework like that, and where we can come and support you to realize the frontiers, the futuristic frontiers of education, which you are doing so fabulously well in your own lovely universes of excellence. So all freedom to you, and it is, you are the boss, you have to lead it all across. We are at your beck and call at any moment, whatever is possible. So just don't fear about it. And each and every edu leader has its own uniqueness. So that's why none of the mandates is going to be unilateral. It's not an imposition at all. It is all a bottoms up leadership. Whatever agenda, whatever work activities you feel like, you are most welcome to experiment it, to implement it.
I am an eternal shishya of our revered principals. It's such an honor and such a privilege, so invigorating to talk to all our revered edu leaders. I call them edu warriors. And hats off to you, ma'am. And we really look forward to your contribution.
So
thank you for that. Thank you so much. Also, I would just like to add, if there is time, if I'm not overstepping on the time limit, I must confess that, like I think it was Tomar ma'am who said about the body of work that ReTHINK India does. Each time I receive a mail from you, I sit with the dictionary to actually find the meanings of the words therein. The kind of English that you use, my God, mind-boggling. Excellent. Thank you so much. Once again.
And we would like to say that Madam Sheila Maya is quite exponent of Konkani in her own fashion, and हम लोग भारतीय भाषा पखवाड़े के रूप में 1 से 14 सितंबर मना रहे हैं. हिंदी से आगे भारतीय भाषा दिवस हम लोग 14 सितंबर को मनाएंगे. तो जैसा कि हमने शुरुआती वीडियो में देखा कि डॉक्टर श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी ने अपना जो पहला कलकत्ता विश्वविद्यालय का जो वक्तव्य दिया वो बांग्ला में दिया. तो निज भाषा उन्नति है, तो वह भी भाव कहीं ना कहीं, all those narratives we will try to weave in whatever passion, whatever possible fashion we can. So thanks a lot, madam, for all your kind words. It's you who really energize us to take and push the envelope further and forward. And thanks for accepting, though hesitantly, but we know that those who accept things hesitantly are the ones who really mean it the most. And thank you, ma'am. And we really hope, and we will be there for all your assistance. And the idea is not to overload in any fashion per se. It is just to coalesce. It is just to, I would say, go along, tag along with whatever journey you are doing, just a little push, and to share your experiences. And you have said it very rightly. to expand this envelope of excellence. Why not the government schools? Why not the Marathi schools from the Maharashtra board? We really need them in our entire bandwagon. How we can share our facilities, our faculties, or whatever limited resources we have got in whatever institutional maryada we are there. So everything is just out open, and this is just the end of a grand beginning we are making on this very auspicious day. We move on further. We have yet another very, I would say, I have no words to express the enthusiasm of Madam Jigna Khoyani, who comes from Ankarwala Academy from Navi Mumbai, and an ever enthusiast and optimist, and Dr. Surbhi has more to say about her.
She's as very fondly her CEO calls her Google Mata. She's the epitome of technology embedded into education, and very, very vivacious and a beautiful thought leader in herself. She is truly our revered edu leader. Over to Jigna ma'am, please.
Thank you so much. It's a huge responsibility which you have bestowed upon me. I just hope I can keep to the best that I can give. I don't know where to start saying with this, but then it's a new beginning and a new way, a new thinking and a new challenge. It's going to be a new change, and change is constant. Getting us accustomed is more important. I surely will have my fears, but it's always to remember, being teachers and educationists, success is always near. It's just the amount of hand that we have to extend, or the footsteps that we have to take, and ensure that we think before we act. Yes, we did act very quickly, but as educationists, when we had to go online, in that spur of a second, I don't think any educationist who is present here and has been bestowed this honor did not, take fractions more than a second that yes, we need to go online, and the research would have been done so quick. So yes, we are true educationists if we have done that for our children and not left that learning teaching gap to be increased. I would not say that yes, it would be covered as it would have been in a physical school. But yes, in every single way that we have tried to contact our children during this pandemic, and what you have done, Dr. Surbhi Mittal and Raghav Mittal, sir, keep us going through your mails, ensure that yes, we know this is the next step forward. This is something which we could have looked forward to. Your master classes, when we shared it with our students, I know a few came in. Not many parents still realize the importance, but your mails keep us ticking as educationists. Have you done the right thing? Have you done this? Is this done? It keeps our checklist going and has helped us so much. I think, yes, I have learned so much just being in touch with Surbhi Mittal ma'am and Raghav Mittal sir. And it's so humbled. I'm sure you know how, this association was important for Vilas sir and is now very important for Shilpa ma'am also. And I thank always, and may his divinity always be with me. And Vilas sir has been my guiding light now and forward. So may his blessings just allow us to make this Edu Chamber of Navi Mumbai a great success.
And I would like to take this occasion. We wanted to do this earlier. We lost Vilas Kenia sir, who was the inspiration behind the entire Ankarwala Academy group. And only last year we had such a very thriving association with him. He used to be present in all such occasions. We lost him to COVID, and he was truly an inspiration, truly a driving force. So let's pay, because he comes from our own community.
Yeah, basically not COVID. I would like to just let you know, he was COVID negative, but post-COVID complications took him away from us.
So let's pay homage by observing a minute of silence to Vilas Kenia sir. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. And we hope that in our own pantheon, his spirit is with us. His spirit is with the entire Ankarwala community, and the vision, the ethos with which he led that nursery of talent, I think under the Edu leadership and Jigna ma'am, Shilpa ma'am, all of the Ankarwala Parivar would be really taking this mission and mandate in his beloved memory. एंड उनका कृतित्व और उनका व्यक्तित्व हमारे साथ अनंत काल तक रहेगा, ऐसी हमारी आशा है, और we will make it happen by our पुरुषार्थ. So again,
and I'll just conclude with what you always said, Vande Mataram.
जी जी. So thank you, Jigna ma'am. It's quite a solemn moment for all of us, but our humble obeisances from this forum. Thank you, Jigna ma'am. We move on further, and we have yet another very powerful edu leader from the city of Kumbh, जहाँ पर 12 वर्ष में कुंभ होता है. बहुत near है, Diolali, near Nasik. It's an army cantonment, and we have a very spirited principal, very spirited edu leader, Madam Bhavishya Hirani. We would like to pay our tribute to Madam Bhavishya Hirani from this August forum. I would request Madam Hirani to accept this and address the forum. Yeah.
Thank you so very much, sir, for selecting me for this commendation, I should say. I don't know really whether I deserve it or not, but since you have selected me, I'll surely strive to do my best in order to earn it. Because I feel that the award or the commendation that you have given me, it is an advanced commendation that I have received. I need to work towards it, to actually say that, yes, I have earned it. And with your guidance, I'm very sure I'll be able to lead this area of Devlali in the Edu commendations, the Edu chambers of Devlali. But then again, I will always need your guidance and help, Dr. Surabhi and Dr. Mittal. Thank you once again for selecting me. And I would not take much of the time because I know it's really taking up the time of all. So thank you once again for selecting me. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. The honor and privilege is entirely ours. And there's a whole illustrious galaxy to guide, and it's a cooperation, it's sharing, it's inter-sharing. So it will all be going very, very well. We also have from the lovely city of Ahmedabad, the city of Karnavati, the city on the banks of Sabarmati River, Ahmedabad, from Gujarat, Madam Vaishali Parikh. I will request Madam Vaishali Parikh to come in and accept this token tribute from this forum.
Madam is Honorable Principal of Anand Niketan, Bhadaj Campus, Ahmedabad, Gujarat.
She's with us? Ma'am was, okay, she might have, we just commemorate her because this is just the end of a grand beginning, and we will be communicating very well, very closely on the Jambo platform, what we are curating. So within a week or so, it will get stabilized, and we all will be interacting within each other and taking this mandate at our own pace and pitch. We move on. We would also like to recognize Sir A.S. Gangwar from the Steel City of India, Bokaro, Jharkhand. Sir is the Honorable Principal of
CPS Bokaro.
Yeah, so he has been quite an inspiration from the eastern part of the country and leading quite a edu narrative. So he would be adding upon, and we also look forward for some of the cross-country interactions, maybe not physical but digital. Maybe he might bring in some of the big steel manufacturing plant CMDs or so at his school, and other schools can really participate over there. So this kind of a cross-country participation or cooperation is also on the cards, and dependent on all our availability and efforts. We move on. We would like to recognize Madam Shija PR. We are coming to down south. Coimbatore, the lovely city from Tamil Nadu, Madam Shija PR.
Honorable Principal, SLS Academy, Coimbatore.
We have her.
Madam was there.
Okay. So everyone is so pressed today. So we just present. We have Madam Bharati Lakshmi to lead this entire narrative and initiative from the city of Chennai. Madam Bharati Lakshmi is with us.
Honorable Principal, Hindustan International School, Chennai. Madam was just there.
Okay, she was just there with us. So fair, I'll just move on so that we don't lose out. Yeah. So we are yet to be joined by Madam Maya Sukumana. She promised to come right at 5 or so. So she would be leading the eduCHAMBERS initiative from the city of Hyderabad in Telangana.
Madam is Honorable Principal from Gitanjali Senior Secondary School, Hyderabad, Telangana.
Yeah, and she has been quite a votary of the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat narrative and quite the linguistic aspect. So we hope a lot of action coming from the city of Hyderabad on this. We had Dr. M. Srinivasan to lead this entire narrative from the Silicon Valley of India, from the tech city of Bangalore. So waited for a longer time, but yes, we are all pressed for time. So we really acknowledge and pay our tribute to Dr. M. Srinivasan. And he
leads the Gear Innovation International School, Bangalore.
Yeah, quite a league of futuristic innovations he tries to put in. So the editorial board thought to bestow this honor on Dr. M. Srinivasan, taking the narrative forward. We move a bit up to Andhra Pradesh, the lovely state of Andhra Pradesh, which got its younger state in Telangana. So the mother state is Andhra, the sunshine state of Andhra, and the Kakinada, the lovely city, and we have the whole University of JNTU, Kakinada. Madam Dhavla Susila has agreed, and we want to really pay our tributes to her.
Madam is Honorable Principal from Akshara School, Kakinada.
We have Madam with us?
We have Madam with us.
Yeah, ma'am. We request you to please invoke the forum. And
yes, ma'am. Good evening, all of you. Good evening. As I told you, I was busy in the workshop. Actually, CBSE pedagogical workshop is going on. We are presenting the APP, Annual Pedagogical Plan. That is the reason I'm not able to give much time to you people. I'm very sorry for that. Thank you very much for inviting and taking me as one of the member in your Jumbo group. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We will not take much of your time because you're already involved. We move forward. Thank you, Madam Dhavla Susila. And I think we come to the close of this majestic ceremony commemorating all our eduleaders on this 121st birth anniversary of... Okay, we have got Madam Shuchita Gupta. Her name was first on the honor roll call, and Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee की बात हो और जम्मू से कोई प्रतिनिधित्व ना हो तो ये तो बहुत गलत बात हो जाएगी. और Madam Shuchita Gupta was there. She has just joined us. So I would request Madam Shuchita Gupta to just come and conclude this forum, this August forum, and which is being done under the name of Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee, whose lifelong striving, it really gave us that complete integration. जिस चीज के लिए उन्होंने बलिदान दिया, भारतवर्ष में पूरा हुआ. I would invite Madam Shuchita Gupta to just come and address the forum. Madam Shuchita Gupta.
A very good evening to all and one present over here. And my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Surbhi and Raghavji. I have been I have been in touch with them for a long time. And usually when we used to attend those programs in Delhi, it really gave me immense pleasure because I used to travel from here to Delhi only to attend the functions. And really it is not a function only, it is always a very, very great learning. Especially Raghavji, my husband is really a fan of you. He says the way he speaks is a wonderful way. And when you called me and when you sent me a message to be as a convener for Jammu, so I immediately accepted this, taking it as a challenge because I'm not knowing that what we have to do. And obviously now we will be doing, and we will bring wonders, we will bring change in the society. And really, if we are talking about this pandemic during this last 2 years, now a second year is going on, and automatically the education system has totally changed. And really, I salute the teacher fraternity that they are doing wonders. They have brought changes and they adapted the things. Because even the teachers who used to say that we are not computer savvy, we don't know anything in computers, but now everybody has become computer savvy. So for commemorating me with this award, I really thanks to Dr. Surbhi and Raghavji. It's a wonderful, it's my pleasure that I am part of this team and I am over here. Actually, I was also conducting a workshop for my teachers, but I had kept this I was going through it in between. When I have given them a task, I was listening in between, I was stopping. So this was the reason. So I just saw the message that you had asked me to unmute and I couldn't unmute. So that's why I just sent a message.
And that's the beauty of technology कि आज हम multiple forums में we can be present at once. So this multiplexing is possible. आज दिव्य दृष्टि हम सभी को प्राप्त है, जो वेदव्यास और संजय को ही प्राप्त थी. And we have been just joined by Madam Shefali Gupta, and she has joined her from the car she's driving, but she felt it to honor this auspicious forum, and we really are enthralled by her joining in. And see, this is the power, and this is what the futuristic edu engagements are all about. So as our honorable principals have been talking about, that the whole edu engagement has exponentiated. So we would like to really bring in Madam Shefali Gupta, the honorable principal of
Tagore International School, Vasant Vihar, New Delhi.
Yes. Madam has agreed to take on the leadership position of Central Delhi, and we really invite Madam to address the forum. And it's so very kind of you to really take out time from the back of your car. And this is the power. This is what the future of education is going to be. You cannot miss anything this way. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Please. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a huge platform. Thank you so much for the opportunity given to me to connect with all of you. I told Dr. Surbhi in the morning that I would be conducting some interviews that were on in the school, and I will be coming back home from school. So you can see now a teacher's job has become 24/7. With the pandemic, since last year, have risen to the occasion. We all have been able to handhold our students, guide them. Today only I was talking to the teachers in my school, meeting the teachers where I was. There is so much of technology that has been explored by the past 1.5 years. In the past 1.5 years, now we need to go one step beyond that to bring in more interesting changes in the classroom. So I think connecting with the like-minded people is an excellent platform, and thank you so much for considering me worthy for this.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot. It's entirely our privilege and honor. You edu leaders really drive us and really inspire us to take things further and forward. I think we come to the close of this auspicious occasion. We again pay our humble tributes to the legendary Dr. Syama Prasad Mookerjee, and the educator in him, and the agency and the prominence of the fifth estate. It really probably needs to come back, and for that we have to make a collective push by way of our I would say concerted action, because like other communities, educators are the ones who just don't come out and uthao jhanda and exercise their rights. They are the ones who really nurture all the four estates of the nation, of the republic per se. So, and there cannot be a better mascot, there cannot be a better ideal and idol for expanding the frontiers of edu leadership in the country. Because एक राष्ट्र अगर शिक्षकों के हाथ में है, तभी वो सुरक्षित है, तभी वो समृद्धि की तरफ बढ़ेगा. Or I think it will really, and this is just the end of a grand beginning with all your key support in all your, from your extremely busy schedules. We hope and we pledge ourselves to work hard to make this Edu Chambers of India an initiative really worthwhile in the country. And as Madam Gita Vashne said, that execution is the key of it all. And we really, because it's a time for us to pledge ourselves, our secretarial assistance, our support, and our underlying drive to make this entire initiative a grand success under your individual stewardship. Thank you very much for being a part of this ceremony.
Thank you, Raghav. Thank you, Dr. Surbhi.
And
thank you so very much for making a part of this, making us a part of this endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all.